Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Fumble Live. Hope you all are doing well. We have a lot to talk about. You see the title. Of course, we've got to talk about Steph. Warriors fan, get ready because you know you're going to say something in the chat. But we're also going to talk about LeBron. Chris is going to tell us about that. And it's not the news that Mike Locke was talking about. It's something else that only the haters will love. But before we get into all that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. And now here's the Fumble Squad. I'm Jackie Ray. You can follow me on all things social media at Jackie Ray TV.
And it's your boy Mobile CK. You can find me everywhere at CK2K. Yeah, Jackie, I told you post pre-show that I've had internet problems, so now we're here mobile. And you guys can hear me, right? Everything's good?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can see you. Everything's good.
So,
I didn't get to tell you post-show, but I don't know if you can see. My shirt finally came in.
Oh, it's the jersey. It's actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad.
Good,
I like it.
Right? Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah,
so
cool.
If y'all didn't know, I have this made. It's a little weird on the little basketball symbol. You could tell it's fake as hell, but I had someone make this for me and it finally arrived. I got my Cavs, my Heat, my Lakers, 6 on the front, 23, and finals MVP on the back. So I'm feeling good. Today is a good day. But let's get into this first. Need to know news. Cool. Because this one, I have to say, you know, sometimes we as media people, sometimes we just trash. Let's just admit it, because the Suns out here have won 17 in a row. They did the damn thing. They played very well. They beat the Knicks twice. They beat the Nuggets twice. They beat the Nets on Saturday, and then last night they beat, which Chris even said yesterday, the best team in the NBA. They beat the Warriors, and all we're talking about is Steph Curry had a bad night. So first thing I woke up to was not, oh, the Suns won 17 in a row. First thing I woke up to was this headline. So I want to show you this tweet. I think it's my first one. This is the headline I woke up to this morning that says, Steph just had his worst shooting night of his career, including playoffs. 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 for 21 from the field, and 3 for 14 from beyond the arc. And that is bad for Steph. We have not seen that in a long time. And then they went so far as to, again, overlook the Suns and talk about how many games exactly he has played that this hasn't happened. So take a look at this next tweet, which says, tonight was the 329th game of Steph Curry's career in which he attempted at least 20 shots. It was the first one of those games where he shot under 20%. Again, this is the narrative all around this situation. I just want to give the Suns some credit because they did a hell of a job last night, and they did shut down Steph, and they kind of did it by committee. Everyone played well. It wasn't like an exponentially, like someone had a career high, which is typically what you see in these kinds of situations. Someone will have a career high or something like that. But DeAndre Ayton did actually play pretty well because he's only averaging 16 points per game right now, and he put up 24 points. So good for him. But Chris Paul, yeah, he played really well. But Chris Paul had 15. Devin Booker only had 10. They really played very, very well as a team. And I feel like we don't give them enough credit right now, which is terrible. We already know Steph's stats, and I don't think, well, yeah, Steph had an off night, but I think you still have to give credit to Mikal Bridges because he played very well in locking up Steph. His post game, I think probably the first minute and a half of the post game, all he was talking about was, you know, Steph is the unanimous MVP. He plays very well. His basketball IQ is crazy. He shoots from 40 yards back. Like, he just went on and on and on about how good Steph is. But then he talked about how they defended him as a team, and then he said this as well. So take a listen.
He moves, and that's another aspect. He moves so well without the ball, which makes it so tough. You know, some guys that really go offensively don't move that well without the ball, and it makes it a little bit easier to guard him in that aspect. But a guy that's so dangerous on offense and that can move without the ball is dangerous, man. And yeah, you got to keep an eye on him at all times and still be in help, but always just make sure your head turning.
Yeah, I mean, he played very, very well. The Suns had 12 steals. Bridges had 4 of those. Chris Paul had 5. But the Warriors also had 22 turnovers as well. The Suns only had 12. So it wasn't like, you know, there were some mistakes that happened with the Suns that probably could have been avoided, that would have made this game go differently. That being said, though, I still want to just post one more. I got to give the Suns credit because, again, this narrative has not been, damn, the Suns is out here doing the damn thing. It's been all about Steph. So I had to post this because 17 in a row, they have won. I'm excited for them. I understand what you guys always say in the chat. Well, they're a smaller market, so they don't get the credit. So I'm just going to give them the credit right now. But now we can shift back to the Warriors. So the first question I have, I think, is the obvious question. I don't want to say easy, but it's easier to figure out a way to lock up Steph. Do we see the same result if Clay is on the floor?
Ooh, that's a very good question. You know what? I'm gonna give the Suns the benefit of the doubt because there'd be two things. Clay would be just coming back, one, and two. The Suns have been playing very good team defense. Mikal Bridges, that's been my favorite dude since 2017. You can check my YouTube channel. I've had tons of videos hoping that the Knicks were going to draft him. We eventually went with Kevin Knox instead. So I'm really happy that he's getting this success because he's a solid defender, and I feel like it would have been a committee kind of thing, and they would have done a solid job against the both of them because he would just be coming back. Now, if you're talking about Klay Thompson in full swing, that we could play the what if game from here at Wazoo. I don't know. But the Suns as a team, as a whole, did a great job defensively. And to me, led by Mikal Bridges, who did a good job slowing down Steph Curry because Steph Curry is not, as he kept talking about, he's not easy to guard. And it's not even just the fact that he's such a good shooter. It's how he gets the shots, from screens, the give and go with passing, and I'm on the other side of the court. And, Steph Curry is so crafty at being able to get his shot off. And if you watch that game yesterday, Mikal Bridges did such a good job. And also another thing, too, that we got to give him props for, Devin Booker didn't even play. He played, the first quarter, had 10 points, or first half, had 10 points, had the hamstring injury, and then he was out. Right, and Chris Paul and those guys, they kept it going. As you saw, DeAndre Ayton had to step up, and DeAndre Ayton, I know he's only averaging about 16 point something, but since that whole contract situation, he's been balling. He's been playing out of his mind in this win streak, and last night was definitely another showing of that. So, yeah, I'm with you. I'm glad that the Suns are getting some recognition. Again, being that my team is an Eastern Conference team, I don't have any problem giving any kind of love to a Western Conference team, especially like the Suns playing like this right now. So yeah, they did beat us. That was a tough one, but even when I was talking about that post game against us, I was upset, but I wasn't because the Suns are they're on another level right now. You're seeing that 17 in a row. That's huge for them.
Right. So do the Suns have the recipe? Did Mikal show us all this is how you can shut down Steph, or was this just a bad night for Steph, or was it a combination of both?
You know what? I think it's a combination. You know what? No, I think the bad night was because of Mikal Bridges, because Steph Curry's been on right now, and then he had and Steph Curry's not one to just all of a sudden have a bad night. I think a lot of that credit goes to Mikal Bridges. So yes, I think they kind of did show the recipe, but I don't think every team is equipped to handle this the way that the Suns did. I mean, some teams have, the Matisse Thybulles like in Philly and stuff like that, but not everybody has that defensive guy that can do what Mikal Bridges does. So they might have shown the recipe, but I don't think some of these teams have the cooks to try and replicate the same thing.
So could do you guys play them again anytime soon? Who do they have next? I'm gonna see who they play next and see if who. Yeah, I don't think we have anybody on the Lakers who could for a long time, right? I definitely don't think we have anybody on the Lakers that's going to replicate any of that. So they play the Spurs next. Tomorrow? Who's going to replicate this for them? Your face.
Yeah, they got defenders. I mean, I did like I said, I just don't know if it's Devin, but it's Popovich. They got a good second year guy in Devin Vassell, DeJounte Murray. Speaking of players we don't talk about, DeJounte Murray's just quietly over there getting triple double after triple double, having career nights over there, and we're not even talking about him. So they have the potential to do it too, but. Again, the Suns have Mikal Bridges and then a great team defense. Shout out to Monty Williams. I don't know if the Spurs have all that. That's why their record is what the record is right now. So, yeah, like I said, this is going to be a fun one to talk about. This is the first time that they're playing this year, the Suns and the Warriors. They're in the same division, so we have 3 more matchups of them. So that's going to be one to keep an eye on for the rest of the season for sure.
I thought Warriors fan was going to be going off in the chat. I haven't really seen him, but I do agree with, was it Fly Guy Ace says Suns are the truth. I think we're sleeping. I think the biggest narrative right now is that we are sleeping on the Suns. They have put together and built a team that actually works and works well together, has great chemistry. And I love that. So I'm not going to sleep on the Suns, but we'll see. I don't think that this is going to be the norm for Steph. So I'm interested to see how he just shakes this off and bounce back. We have seen him kind of get down on himself a couple of times this season. That is atypical for me. I'm not used to seeing Steph like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does in the next game. But that's all I've got for Need to Know News. Chris, do you need a minute to get it together?
Yeah, my camera just all of a sudden started falling down, but we're good. We can push through it. Look, man, look, look. I have done my years of improv, and so I'm prepared for this moment. So we'll see how it goes. We'll experience it together. But nonetheless, it's time for Post Up. With your boy Chris on this fine hump day. Yeah, man, look, man, I'm prepared for it. If I make mistakes, y'all know what's going on, but we're going to try and push through. Like, see, right now, I'm trying to figure out which way the camera going to go this way. There it is. We centered? Cool. All right, now let's jump right into it. And we're talking about the matchup that is coming with the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat, because we know the situation that happened last time those two met up with, Jokic and which brother was it? Markieff Morris, and that whole situation that happened. Yeah, and then Jimmy Butler. And we know that whole thing that was going on with the Jokic brothers and him. So, getting prepared for a game like that, we saw that the Jokic bros, including Mr. MVP, were having a good time in Miami, turning up, taking over the club. They were, celebrating him as an MVP, this, that, and the third, the party, music, all kind of stuff going on. So much so that they were singing the anthem, I think is what they were singing over there. Check out this song. This is in Miami.
What the hell?
I don't know how many bottles it is, but it's a lot.
That's crazy, man. So I told you, my prediction for the rematch was going to be a lot of hype up. There's probably what?
Did they played already, right?
Right. I know. I'm getting to that. That's what I'm saying. I was saying prediction. Right. I was saying that prediction for the fight. The prediction for the game was going to be a lot of hype. Everything was going to be all, is there going to be a fight? Is there going to be this? Is there going to be that? Jackie, what happened in that game?
Nothing.
No, as we both said.
Nothing. Yeah.
Exactly.
I was a little mad that the Heat lost. That was the only thing. I was like, y'all need to go out there and, do the damn thing, but nothing happened.
Yeah, man. It was just another league pass game. You know what I mean? I almost, because I was hyped up for it so much, when it started, I almost forgot the game was on. I was like, oh, yeah, I guess they are playing again. Mm-hmm. This, it didn't result in anything. But look, I told you, man, those Jokic brothers don't look. They went over, they took over a whole club in Miami. They're not worried about nothing like that. This whole social media thing, they made that Twitter account that day to make sure that the message was sent.
Right.
And the Jokic brothers ain't want to mess with. So I thought that was pretty G move for them to take over the club. But yeah,
they got the whole
if you guys didn't watch the game,
to sing along
you didn't miss anything.
Anthem though.
Everyone.
That anthem was a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, look, if you see me freezing from time to time, I hear you, Jack. I hear everything you're saying. I just see my face stopping, but I hear you. I don't know why it's stopping. Again, no internet. We're going through the punches, ladies and gentlemen. The improv post up today. Look, man, you ain't going to stop me. You ain't going to stop me. This one right here, I love this one, even though it didn't go the way that LeBron wanted it to go. But I want to hear what you have to say about this, Jackie. And I unfortunately can't see the chat, but I'm curious to hear what you guys thought about this. But, oh, my gosh, internet. I mean, and network. We good? Okay. So the Los Angeles Lakers are playing against the Pistons. Correct me if I'm wrong. We know what happened last time these two teams
Correct.
played. A lot of beef happened. Isaiah Stewart, Roddy happened. But the Lakers were set to win this game. I think at the moment it was 109-105. In honor of LeBron James. That's my photographic memory. Trying to help me out here. And LeBron James was at the free throw line, and you could see in the clip. You can see in the clip, and it said, I'm pretty sure that's what he said, but it looked like he said that he was going to shoot this one with his eyes closed. He's shooting his second free throw. Didn't really go his way, but here's the clip.
Hey, yo, he geeked.
Sorry, the dude gets me every single time. But yeah, Jackie. So it was a baller move, especially because the history between the two teams last time they played. Like, I get it. Like, it was a baller move. Didn't go his way. I mean, matter of fact, if that was up to me, I would have added like a boing sound effect because it hit the front of the rim. But what matters is, Jackie, they won the game. What's your thoughts about LeBron? Not finishing the closed eyes deal.
First of all, the cameraman is trash, because if that's what he said, why do you zoom to the side? You keep the camera in his face to see if his eyes are actually closed, sir. So I don't even know if his eyes are closed. But I mean, at this point, I'm just going to blame it on COVID. I don't know. It's COVID.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, there's a huge delay right now. This phone is killing me right now. But yes, you can blame it on COVID all you want. I'm so sorry. It's just it's funny because the entire need to know we've been good, and now poster comes up and now I'm messing up. Anyways, I think that LeBron just missed. I'm not making this anything more dramatic than it was. I thought LeBron was the G for trying it. It didn't work out. That's what happens. You know, imagine if it went in, then everybody was saying LeBron's a great. It could have gone either way. Whatever. But yeah, so that happened with that game. And then next up. Look, I'm really excited about this kid, and I think this kid's going to be great. But the fact that the internet will pick anything to make fun of anybody about it, sometimes the internet goes too far. Now, if you guys know about Duke's boy, Paulo, I cannot say your last name, Banchero. Am I saying it right? I hope I'm saying it right. I know you're about to be either number 1 or number 2 or number 3 pick in this year's draft. But the dude is a stud. The guy is like, if you put the 2018 Duke trio into one player, Cam Reddish, Zion Williamson, and RJ Barrett into one body. That's who you got in Paulo. But my man is a sweater. If you don't know what that is, we call those like my brother does it. I have homies that are, like, they sweat a lot. Where it's a minute into the game, you mark them up, and your whole arm is like covered in water and sweat. And Paulo has that kind of problem. And they did a whole video disrespecting my man, of him just constantly wiping himself off with sweat with towels and stuff. But just watch it. It's pretty funny.
Dr. Jeff Potomsky has actually done a sweat test on Paolo to analyze his tests, and you can see him here. He is a heavy sweater. He loses about 7 pounds per game, so they're having him drink a special fluid called BOA. It's an oxygenated fluid that will actually absorb immediately once it goes in his mouth to help him not have cramps. This is a very unusual issue, but they are all over it, and I love the sports science helping keeping their big man on the floor.
All about the science.
That's crazy. So I knew they're kind of connected and whatnot, but I know you definitely remember, Jackie. But remember, LeBron James had a cramp issue. I can't remember which playoffs it was, but it felt like for about 2-3 playoffs years in a row, LeBron was having this cramp issue because he was playing a lot of minutes. And then I was trying to think, like, maybe it had to do with the sweating thing, because LeBron James sweats a lot as well. So do you think that, now that sports science is as far as it is, and they got him drinking this like crazy super fluid, do you think that was, I don't mean to bring this back to LeBron James, but that's the first thing I thought about, because he had a lot of cramp issues and people were making fun of him. He ain't eating no bananas and this, that, and the third. Do you think that was what it had to do with your boy LeBron?
I mean, maybe I was watching him just the last game, and it was like the first 10 minutes, and he was sweating a little bit more than everybody else. So I was like, damn, why is he sweating like that? And so, I don't know if it's the age or but I noticed he's sweating more. So it could be because, if your body's dehydrated, that's what's going to cause you to cramp up. I think it's amazing that they know this now, because it makes me think back to when I was playing ball and my coach would come in and he would have like a gallon of water and a banana. And he's like, all this has to be done by third period, because I used to get cramps all the time. And me and my family, we sweat a lot. We are a 2-shower-a-day family because of how much we sweat. So I'm like, do we have this weird thing that this kid? Now I got to ask my doctor, hey, should I be drinking this whatever?
You gotta look it up.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I was looking for like the brand of what it was called. They didn't say the name of it. Like, can we find out what that is? Because some of us regular people got same problems. So can we get that beverage, please? Yeah, right. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's like a super Gatorade. I don't know what it is. But that's crazy. I didn't know that. Guys that over sweat like that, that's a big part that leads to. Because you're right. I understand dehydration. I get all that, but I didn't know that that's what led to all that. So. Shout out to you, man. I hope he's going to be fine. He still plays he's still been balling out since the college season began, but that's crazy. But fun moment. I had to bring back to LeBron James. I had to do it. All right, this next one, y'all. I need my phone to come back together. All right, phone. Okay. See? Look at me freezing. You see it? All right. So, Jackie, real quick, before I continue this one, when I talk, y'all can hear me, I'm just freezing, or my voice freezing too?
No, we hear you. It's just that between you and I, there's a delay. There's like a 3-second delay between what I say and what you hear.
Okay. All right. As long as you guys can hear me, I don't care if my video is freezing. As long as you can hear me, that's cool. All right. So then I'm just going to talk through it. And if the video freezes, All right. So this game yesterday, I know you guys are tuning in on TNT. I ain't going to take too much of y'all time, but TNT yesterday, from the fact that they had Reggie Miller calling the game to then also having Scott Foster refereeing our game, I knew last night was brewing for some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? It felt like the league was they were ready. They were coming for us. They heard the news about Kemba Walker. They're like, oh, the Knicks haven't had drama all year. This is the time. We can make this be the moment. Because you heard me and Jackie talk about all year long about, James Harden not getting to the free throw line and having problems with free throws and the new NBA rule and stuff like that. But all of a sudden yesterday, all that went out the window. James Harden went to the free throw line, I think, 10 times? And the Knicks, as a team, went to the free throw line 12 times. Kevin Durant went to the free throw line 9 times. And again, as I just said, the Knicks, as a team, went to the free throw line 12 times. So that's just James Harden and Kevin Durant going to the free throw line a total of 20 times as 2 players. And the Knicks can only get there 12 times. I digress. Now, the Knicks still played a very good game. Referees be damned. The Knicks fought through it. As you guys know, we're going through a new situation with Alec Burks. I love what Alec Burks did for us, blah-bitty. But after the game, I even do post-game, and if you guys don't know about how we do post-game over on Knicks Fan TV, fans call in, and they'll say what they have to do. They drop super chats. They say what they need to say, and blah-bitty. But the number one complaint all night was the referees. People were pissed off about the refs. People were pissed off about the free throw disparity, all that kind of stuff. But this man right here, shout out to my dude right here. Might be going a little too damn far, but I hear it because he's out here fighting the good fight. My man, Batman, he is out here saying that he is raising money to help fight the NBA official, Scott Foster. And he is asking for people to donate to his GoFundMe right now. Okay. Now, Jackie, this writing is going to be very small for me, so I need you to help me out because, again, I'm on my phone, so I need you to help me out. But basically, he is talking about how Scott Foster has been bullying our Knicks for way too long, and this is the reason why he's going against the officials. So, Jackie, can you please read this for me, this next one?
Yes. Throw it up, Leo.
All right, if it comes up. There it is.
Oh, damn,
yeah.
that's not okay.
Definitely can't see it. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jackie.
Hey everyone, I'm a lifelong basketball fanatic and longtime watcher of the NBA. I think it's time someone fights the corrupt NBA referee Scott Foster. Tonight, 11/29/2021, I watched in person as Scott Foster single-handedly changed the outcome of an NBA game. NBA athletes can't fight Scott Foster because they risk A, a suspension, B, legal consequences. Nevertheless, someone has to fight Scott Foster. Now, here's where I step in. I am 6 foot, 220-pound male who is in relatively poor shape. See above. I think a referee boxing match against Scott Foster would be relatively fair, all things considered. Obviously, Scott Foster won't fight me for free, so I'm suggesting we raise $20,000 for the fight, and the winner gets to donate that $20,000 to the charity of their choice. Oh, that's good. I thought he just wanted to keep him from it. That's good. I know what you're thinking. The goal amount is $25,000. I'd like to use $5,000 of the $25,000 to buy off the referee for one boxing match like Scott Foster has been bought off so many times. After the boxing referee allows me to fight Scott Foster. However, I please, Scott will claim the fight was unfair. We will collectively tell Scott that he is a pussy for complaining about, can I say that? I don't know. For complaining about the officiating of the boxing match. Only then will Scott fully realize the error of his ways. FYI, any money raised in excess of my goal will be dedicated to charity, but will not be dedicated to charity, but will instead be given to the bought-off boxing referee. That was very well worded, sir. It had punctuation in it and everything. I'm a fan. I like that.
Yeah, but what do you think about just the fight in general? The possibility of that fight. I know it's not gonna happen, but I mean, like, what do you think if it happened? You like the challenge?
I would love to see this happen. I would love to see this happen. And if it happened once, fans across the league will be like, hold on, let me start a GoFundMe because we're not free and clear. These refs are trash across the league. Please let this happen. I know it's not, but please let this happen.
So I jokingly said that the main way, and probably the most probable way for my man to get his full 20, 25, might even get some more, is if we have a lot of people, after they donate, share this and blow up Chris Paul's mentions, because y'all know the beef that Chris Paul and Scott Foster have had for years.
Yes.
So if Chris Paul sees this, Chris Paul might fund it himself and be like, oh, yeah, I would love to see this. Yeah, so because that'll help Chris Paul's problem out as well. So I've been telling people, if you're going to donate, I did not donate, by the way, but if you are going to donate, share this thing. I did share it to Chris Paul. Share it over to Chris Paul, and we'll see if enough people see it. If Chris Paul sees it, he will fund it himself. I think that's what my man will need. He might even sponsor him. You know, it might be a whole thing, because Chris Paul has probably a bigger beef with Scott Foster than a lot of us Knicks fans or any fan in general, because Scott Foster is responsible for him losing a lot of opportunities to get to the finals. I don't care what anybody says, for sure. But yeah, I thought it was funny. I love it. You know, Knicks fans are passionate. It was, regardless of the refereeing, the game was a dope one last night. Very unfortunate for us. I feel like we weathered the storm with everything we had to deal with, and I'm very proud of my team. But yeah, Scott Foster, when I saw him refereeing the game, I knew, and Reggie Miller calling the game, I knew it was just it was going to be a tough one for us last night. But good move for my man.
I hope it happens, though. I hope it happens.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Now, I think that's it. I think do I have one more? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I do. That's right. Okay. Yes, Candice Parker. That's right. Okay. I couldn't remember if it was one more or if it was, okay. So Candice Parker. Okay. All I gotta say is, you see the title, Candice Parker showing love for haters. I love when players do this. Like, we know Kevin Durant, he tends to, go at him and go back and forth. Nah, man, this is the right approach. If we can get that up, I want you guys to see exactly how you're supposed to handle situations like Candice Parker did. Check the video.
The type that, like, if you tell me I can't do something, or you tell us we suck, or you pick us to lose, I'm like, bet, I'm excited. Yeah. Like, please, I want to prove you wrong. And I think sometimes it gets hard when you're expected to do it. So I liked all the criticism, and I like being called washed. And because I think in the off season, sometimes you need that motivation on a random Saturday in January to prepare for a season that's in April. And I think I lined all that up and, pushed through.
I love that. I love that. I tell everybody whenever I don't mean to bring it, but I know she's an NBA superstar or WNBA superstar and whatnot. But for, the line of work or work trying to get into or been in, sometimes I don't give myself enough credit. It's one of those things where people don't understand it. You know what I mean? People, like, when you tell them, like, I'm doing YouTube or, I host a show or I edit and stuff like that, people be like, all right, but what's your future plans for your future? People don't get it.
Right.
So those kind of things, and people, the doubt and the disbelief and the lack of understanding for what you do, that's the kind of stuff that drives you, especially now in that YouTube space. I get hate comments because I'm a Knicks fan, or when I do my gaming videos and stuff like that. Those kind of things, like, they push you to be great. And I think she brought such a good point. Like, you already push yourself. I know you're built the same way, Jack. You already push yourself. But then on those random days where you're just feeling lazy, or you're just like, maybe not today, and then you see something like that, you're like, oh yeah, that's right. That's why I'm doing this. And then you keep going. So I love Candice Parker's approach on this. To a degree, completely agree. And I feel the same way. Jackie, what's your thoughts?
No, you and I have talked about this before. Right. I 100% agree with this. She like laughs at it and like, okay, bet I get angry, and I'm like, okay, watch. You know what I mean? It's more of a thing like, oh, challenge accepted. Oh, I missed that show. But it's just one of those things where I'm like, yeah, okay, I got you. Watch this happen. And I love, like, I keep that Beyonce mindset. The best revenge is your paper. So everything I do, I'm like, okay, so I can post that to my Instagram and be like, ooh. And I'm petty, so I'll tag you. Like, if you said it, like, I can't do, but I will tag you as soon as I do it, because I'm petty like that, and I love doing it.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, man. To me, that's just, I don't know. That's so much more rewarding and relieving, and you just feel more proud of yourself than going out there and taking these things too damn personal. I don't feel like there's you don't win those battles back and forth, because then the troll. I know. Look, I'm to a lesser degree a troll myself, but there's people who are professional trolls, and they will keep going until you are blue in the face. Like, they don't care. They the fact that you're reacting, that's all they care about. So yeah, I like this approach better. So I'm with Candice Parker on this one. Now, I'm pretty sure that was it. Now I know that I wrapped it up, right? We're good. That's the final one. Just making sure. I knew I had that last one, just couldn't remember it. Yeah. All right. Well, we made it through the laggy post up, but Jackie Ray, can you let us know what we not gonna do on this hump day?
Hump day. Yes. First and foremost, what we not gonna do is skip out on the fact that Chris improv that entire thing and killed it. So shouts out to Chris. We're gonna give him a round of applause for that. And Spectrum, you're trash. Stop with the nonsense.
Yeah, man, tell him.
I hate y'all. But let's move on to this one, because if you go to my Instagram, Jackie Ray TV, and you scroll far enough, you'll see I took a picture with Chase Claypool. He was at this party I was at. I probably scared the hell out of him, because I ran up on him like, oh, Chase, with like a mouthful of food. And he was like, hi. But I think he's the coolest dude ever. But the Steelers, some of the Steelers, specifically one, I'm going to get to that in a minute, are kind of clowning him. He's just a really cool dude. He has a lot of fun. He likes to take a lot of pictures. If you go to his Instagram page, he studied photography in college, so that's one of his things. He's just a really cool dude. And so I think he's kind of laid back and just kind of like, all right, let's chill. Let's not worry about the fact that we're 5-5-1. I think they lost how many of the last games that they lost? They lost the last couple. They're just not doing well. Yeah, I think it's like 2 or 3 they lost. I'm not exactly sure, but the Steelers are not doing well is the crux of it. They're not doing well. Chris and I told you wasn't, though. We told you if you was just going to rally around Ben, that wasn't going to work. I don't know why y'all don't be listening to us when we tell you these things. I feel like we psychics over here. We told you this was going to happen. Nobody needs to be surprised. Just ride out this trash season. That's the only thing you can really do. But a reporter asked Clay, he was like, hey, what can you guys do? Or Chase, I don't know why I keep saying Clay, but he kept asking him, what can you guys do in practice to make that would translate on the field? Because obviously you guys aren't doing on the field what you're supposed to do, and it all starts in practice. What can you do in practice to kind of change the mindset, get out of this slump that you guys are in, and attack better on the field? This is his response to that question, so take a listen.
Yeah, I think, I mean, this is something I've said since I was in college because we never had it. But I think like maybe some music would help. But we have music in the warm-ups, and that's always fun. People are dancing and having fun. So I think maybe music would make practice a little more fun and a little more up-tempo. That's my one suggestion. But Coach T's been doing this a lot longer than I have. So.
All right.
So a couple things. First of all, you could tell he was thinking about it. When he asked him, he was like, I don't know. That was his niche. That's what he wanted to say. I could see it on his face. Like, man, I don't know. This ain't my job. But then he was like, okay, well, what do I like to do? All right. Well, I like to, chill, have fun, laugh, talk, have a good time in practice. I think we should play some music. I don't think it was a great answer, but I don't think it was an answer that should have warranted like oh, hell no, he tripping. But Cam Hayward did. He responded to that. So let me throw up this one. He said, he did this on the morning show. He says, I hope he was kidding because as soon as he said it, I was literally about to rip the speaker out. That's not what we need right now. It's X's and O's and it's execution. Nothing wrong with that answer as well. But then here's the funny thing. When the person who was interviewing told him, hey, by the way, he wasn't kidding. He was dead serious. Then he responded with, well, he's going to get a shock because there's not going to be anything playing during practice. I mean, okay. Are y'all really talking about music in like, I wouldn't have come for my teammate over something like this. I just wouldn't have done that publicly. Y'all got enough problems as a team. You could have laughed it off and been like, man, Chase is crazy. He cracks me up, man. That's not what we gonna do. Although there is this song that I like. You could have just played it off because clearly he didn't know how to respond to it. You could tell by the look on his face, and he just threw something out there. Not the best thing to throw out there, but it's funny. It's not like this visceral reaction. And then they started asking other teammates like, hey, what do you think about Chase's idea about music? And people were like, what? I don't know. And so they asked their safety, Minka Fitzpatrick, and he said, I don't know. I think we have to change how we are during the week, whether it's getting more reps in practice and going at a faster pace and walkthroughs. That's fine too. I don't know why they felt that they needed to put him on blast for saying they needed to be music and asking all his teammates like, Claypool said, okay, everybody calm down. You're going to suck for the whole year, no matter what you do. So just suck with pride. Like, I don't know. But don't come for your boy in public. I don't know. This was petty as hell to me. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, petty for sure. I know Cam Hayward's really old school. Like, I get it. He's one of like the most, I think outside of Ben, he's like, yeah, I think he's one of the longest tenured vets. I think, I don't know, but I know he's really old school with that. But to me, yeah, I'm with you. That's not the battle. Like, I think Cam's right, but to be that petty to take out the music, which is gonna now ruin the vibe of one of your best receivers. Why? Why not do both? Why not have the music for Claypool, but then understand and preach in the locker room and everything before practice? Like, we need to figure out these X's and O's. Now the music gonna be playing for y'all, but I expect that there's gonna be no mistakes now because we have this music playing for you guys. But understand that the reason why we're not winning is because this and the third. So why get that petty to turn off the music and now hurt his game? That's your best receiver. Sorry, Juju, but that's your best receiver. So you're trying to affect this game like this is just foolishness. Like, it makes no sense for the same team. It's just self-sabotage. But I mean, it just adds to what we've been saying about this damn Steelers team. Like, I don't know. I expect Uncle T to go in there and do something about it. But yeah, I think that the whole back and forth is just petty. And then the rest of the team, like a bunch of little schoolgirls talking about, did you hear? Did you see what happened? Did you hear? Like,
no,
come on now.
That's the part. I was like, come on, stop. It's ridiculous. He's their best receiver when Ben Roethlisberger's arm is working properly. Sorry.
Facts.
I just had to throw that out there.
Facts.
All right. So, I mean, and I'm not opposed to pettiness, but I just not on a team. Like, you be petty with
your
other
team,
teams,
right?
You know what I mean? Not with your team. So, anyway, but that's all we got for this Hump Day show. We will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you follow me at Jackie Ray TV. Make sure you follow Chris at CK2K. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Hit that notification bell if you haven't already. And we will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.